Real small, stirring up them bread.
What it do, my shorties? I'm back here with another video. As you can read up by the title, it's my pregnancy story because somebody did ask about it, or was asking about like the pregnancy and stuff. So I'm going to tell my story for real. But first, you could check out the fit. Period. Let's get like right into the video. I was suspecting my pregnancy in May when I came from school, whatever. But I was with my mom. I wasn't the first person I was talking to about it was my grandpa, but he was like, he met the guy I was with during that time. So he was like, oh, he's a cool cat and I need to go find out. Then he was like, he's not disappointed in me, but he was excited because he's about to have a grand child from me or whatever. Because that makes sense, grand. Because I'm his grandchild. But he's about to have a grand. He's about to be a grand again. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Back to June. I went back to Florida in June. On the 4th, I believe. And then I still wasn't paying attention to it. I still didn't mind it because I really wanted to go get a job in Florida. Be with my friends, enjoy my friends, whatever. And then come back and help my mom and stuff like that. But then I had got the call of her passing on the 11th. So I had to come back. To South Carolina. But prior to that, I was like feeling some type of way. So I was like, okay, I haven't had my period in like good old minute. So let me just check. So I was on the phone with my baby father, and then I took the test twice. It came out positive, and I could not believe it because I thought I couldn't get pregnant off of. So with that, I was kind of in shock, and then I had got the call, so I didn't really know what to do. I was under a whole lot of stress or whatever. So fast forward, we had the funeral. I still didn't tell nobody, and I was really like mentally just going crazy for real because I didn't know how to handle the situation. It was like the worst thing that could happen to me was my mom dying, and then in the situations like I'm having a kid for the first time in forever, and I didn't know how anybody was going to react to it. I didn't know if they was going to be disappointed in me because I just didn't want to be labeled as one of those type of girls that got pregnant in college and it's just going to be like not going to college anymore. I've seen so many girls, and I give them props for like getting pregnant and they're still going to college. I seen this girl in my college, and she was pregnant and she was working in the cafeteria straight into her pregnancy, and even after she was still there. And I'm like, okay, that's like different for real, because most girls that I know, they be like dropouts for real, and that's not like me lying, and it's like the stereotype that we always get. So I just didn't want to be labeled as that, and it's like, what am I gonna do? I had no income, I didn't know what to do. I was shocked. The baby father was like happy in the situation, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. So I finally told a family member, because at this point I didn't know what to do, so I wasn't taking no like prenatal care. I didn't go to the doctor or whatever. I finally went to the doctor because I was feeling pain in my stomach in August. In August I was feeling pain because that July I was in Florida still with my family, with my friends, and I didn't know like what to do, what was my decision and what path to take for real. So, and plus I was supposed to go back to college, by the way. So August I had came back to South Carolina instead of going to college, and then there's this pain that came to me that I had to go to the hospital, and they confirmed that I was pregnant, like officially confirmed I was pregnant, and it was because of the pregnancy or whatever, and I needed immediate to go to the doctor. So I had to go get pregnancy care, prenatal care from the doctors and stuff like that. So I set that appointment up. I didn't find out, like, I didn't know how far along I was. I didn't know all of that. So I believe in September is when I found out I was like 4 months pregnant. I was like, whoa. Because I was just chilling May, June. Yeah, I was just chilling for like those months. May, June, July, August. I was chilling. Like, I didn't feel no symptoms. I wasn't throwing up. No, I was 5 months. I wasn't throwing up. I wasn't doing none of those things. And baby, I had a whole human inside of me. So I started to first I rearranged my home, my mom's whole room, because it was a master bedroom and I needed a space for me and Grace, so I could enter some pictures of me, the ending results of it. And it was really like cool. I did it like in like November. It was like a lot to do. I had to take out the carpet, to redo the whole bathroom, and then I did like this thing where I put like, I think it's like sticker type paper in the bathroom on the countertop. It's so cool. So I thought that was so cool. And then I started to receive like a crib and a car seat, and I was buying clothes. I can show y'all all of that. It was like really fun to do, like just to like dress up the room and buy her clothes and just spoil her, and she wasn't even here yet. Like, it was like the funnest thing to do. I can't lie and say it wasn't hard times, because I did go through like bad depression throughout my whole pregnancy. Like, I wish I could tell you like my pregnancy was the best pregnancy I ever had. No, it was like the worst experience. But in the end, it was like the most beautiful thing. I don't even know if beautiful is a word, but it's like something I wouldn't take back. Like, I would go through all over again for it, because it's like that moment when like she hit my chest. Whoa. I just had a whole human for real. Like, I'm gonna tell you about that. But so in November I did the whole redid the whole room and things like that. I know some of you are like wondering if like, you know, the father was involved or whatever. The best thing I could tell you is, and the best advice I could give you is, and I guess you could like put it together or whatever, be careful who you have kids with. And I mean, like, some things you can't avoid, and trust and believe. Like, I wouldn't change anything. Like, anything I went through, I wouldn't change it, because grace is the best thing that ever happened to me, honestly. And if it wasn't for the grace of God, I don't know how I would make it. And what I mean by the grace of God, I mean, I prayed to him during the start of my pregnancy. I counted on him. I cried. He seen me cry a whole lot of times, like like to the point that I couldn't take it at all. Like, I had to go into therapy to make sure, like the things I was scared of for the aftermath of pregnancy, I had to make sure I get help to make sure like I could do these things for real. Like, my head was on the right space, and the things I was worrying about, I just needed somebody to talk to for real. So therapy helped a lot. But praying, and when God sees you cry, my gosh, he would bless you in ways that you didn't even think of for real. Because I was blessed with a car seat, I was blessed with a crib. Girl, I was just buying clothes for real. I was just buying clothes, buying Pampers, buying wipes, making sure like I had everything I needed for real for her. Everything that was required, that's a requirement for her. Again, I'm trying to say, like, I was doing it basically on my own to like start this whole process. I didn't know what to buy. I looked it up on Pinterest. And that's me being honest. Like, so it's definitely an experience. But the one thing I want to tell y'all is be careful who you have kids with for real. Because it was a lot. It was a lot. And if I sit here and lie to you and tell you that I had the best time in my pregnancy, this is the best thing, no. It was hard. It was hard, especially when I decided, like, I'm going to be better for you. Like, I'm going to stop this whole depression thing. Get out of depression. I'm going to do this. Yeah. Fighting to get back into the right headspace is hard. But I did it. December, they were saying I hit, like, the 40 mark. And they was like, okay, we're watching you more. They started making me come every week. I was like, cool, whatever. It didn't really matter. It was, I personally wanted to see my baby. After I had like 2 sonograms, and that was it. And it kind of made me sad because I didn't see her for weeks. And then I had this picture, and I could insert it somewhere. It's this picture if I had, like, she was like so beautiful. Like, that's my favorite picture. And I took it. I had printed it out and I put it up on the wall. So it's just over there sitting for real. January, she was supposed to come. They gave me the date of the 13th. That's when her date was. She was nowhere near, like, down there. Like, she was face down, but there was no, like, movement, like, no inches, no centimeters, no nothing, right? I went to the doctor, and they did the whole little thingy, and they were like, okay, let's wait until the weekend or whatever. I think I went there on a Thursday and said, let's wait till the weekend. Cool. I waited till the weekend, went back on a Monday. They said that she only got, like, 5.5 centimeters. I was like, are you serious right now? Really? Okay. So they was like, okay, I think I hit the 40 mark. I don't think it was a 40 mark. I think it passed the 40 mark, honestly. And they were like, she's going over it if I let her stay. So I was like, okay, cool, let me get induced. Cool. They got me into the room. They got me, they were taking my blood. They put this thing on my stomach that Grace kept kicking off. Like, I was having contractions, and they didn't know, like, because she kept moving and stuff. And, like, I wasn't really, like, I was paying attention, and I thought they could, like, feel the contractions. Because I was like, I never took a class. I never, like, watched videos to see, like, how it felt, whatever, because that would be, like, me scaring myself. So I didn't want to do that. But I'm like, okay. She was like, you're gonna start feeling contractions or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. I don't know how they feel, but I'll let you know when they start hurting. Like, my stomach start hurting or wherever start hurting, or if I'm in pain, basically, I'll let you know, whatever. By, like, the night or in, like, the afternoon, they had put the balloon in me. They had put this balloon in me so I could open up, I guess, or something like that. I don't really know what they did. I was listening to them explain, and they want my walls to get softened and, like, open and stuff like that, something like that. Y'all know, if y'all know what a balloon does, y'all could just comment below. So they did that, and they said at 4 a.m. they'll give me the needle for contractions. So I said, okay, cool. During the whole night having that balloon, my guy, it hurt. Like, after they gave me a needle for the pain at 11, and I remember that because an hour later I asked for it again, and they said, like, they said I could. So I got that, like, and I got it at 11, and it worked for like a good 30 minutes. The pain that I was feeling, it felt like just regular period cramps, and I was like, I was uncomfortable. Like, it was like an uncomfortable feeling. So they gave me this thing, and I thought I was in pain, so they gave me it through my IV, and I was like, oh, I was feeling good. I was feeling great, you feel me? They told me to go to sleep, but people kept calling me, and they were checking up on me to see if I was okay. They were like talking to me, and I was like out of it for real. But then I was feeling the pain more, and it was like coming slowly unbearable. I was like, is this what it is to have contractions? But they couldn't know that I was doing it because the thing kept coming up, and they were like, they at some point they stopped coming in for a little because I feel like they got like annoyed. So at one point they stopped coming in for like a good hour or two. But my nurse, I know they had like switched nurses at like 12 or 11, so I know she was like trying to get around and stuff like that, whatever. And I kept calling them in because I was like in pain after like 12 o'clock. No, after 1 I was in pain, but at 12 I was starting to feel it. I was like becoming like a little unbearable, whatever. So then after I had that last needle, after 1, at like 2 or 3, I'm begging for it again because like the pain is coming on real strong and it's starting to hurt. And they weren't coming to take out the thing until 4. So my nurse kept checking in, and she was like, I can't. So I'm over here like screaming, like I'm not screaming, but I'm in pain. And I had braids in, so I kept yanking my braids when that strong pain would come on. I didn't know how to count my count and do all that extra stuff. I didn't know how to do that, and I wasn't doing it. I was just like riding through the pain, and it was hurting. At some point I think I peed myself once. That's really embarrassing to say, but I was pregnant, so it's an excuse. I I think I did, I don't know, but my sister was there. I thought I was gonna have my pregnancy alone, but my sister came at like after 2, and I was like, hey, like I'm in pain, help me please. And she was just like, breathe. I'm just like, this is not helping. It was helping a little, but not a lot at all. So at 4 they came in and they took out the balloon, and then my nurse helped me into the shower, but the contractions were hurting real bad, and I was like, I felt like I was pushing, like it felt like I was like squeezing down there, and I was like kind of like pushing somehow, and it was like very uncomfortable. Nurse had to come and help me out with the shower, and they helped me like, you know, clean up, and they put me back in bed. But when they put me back in bed, I had another contraction, and that's when I felt like I peed on myself. I was like, okay, oh, this is hurting real bad. They said that the epidural lady just got in, so she was coming, and I would have to wait like 25 minutes. So I was like, okay, because I know it takes like 25 minutes for one person or whatever. So I was like, cool, whatever. I'm looking at the clock. I was like, okay, 4:30, they have to be in here. So I'm having the pain. I'm pushing while I'm in bed. I'm pushing, and I think, yeah, I did pee on myself again. So I didn't know I was pushing, but when the contractions came, I was feeling like all I could do was push, and the pain was like unbearable at this point. I couldn't get no drugs or whatever. So I kept like calling the nurse and doing pressing the button, because at this point, like, please hurry up. And then this lady came in, this lady that wasn't my nurse. I know she was like one of the nurses, but she wasn't mine. She came in, and then she checked me, and she was like, did anybody come in here and check down there for you? And I was like, no. And I was like, she was like, well, baby, you're having the baby. I was like, so it's too late to get the epidural? She was like, yeah, it's because the baby's head right there. And I was like, can I get any type of drug, please? And it was like, no. So I'm asking these questions, and this lady she's running to go get the other nurses and the doctor, I believe, to help me give birth at this point now, because the baby's right there. She's at the entrance. I didn't get no injection. I just had the balloon, and that was it. And I was like, are you serious right now? And they was like, they're setting up the whole thing while I'm begging them for some type of drug, because the contractions keep hitting, and it's hurting real bad. So then they set my leg up, they pump it up, and it was like, the baby's right there. when the contractions hit, I need you to push. So I'm just like, I don't know I could do this. Are you sure you don't want to give me no drug? When they told me to push when I had that first contraction, my guy, I was like, no, please. He was like, I can't get no drug, no nothing. I was like, are you sure? They was like, yes. I was like, okay. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of like, when they told me to push, I was half pushing. Because I was like, okay, maybe if I lied to them and be like, okay, I'm out of it, I can't do this, I feel a little dizzy, I'm about to pass out. Maybe if I tell them that, they'll probably go like inject, like I have a C-section or something, or do something so I won't feel it or I won't have to push. But they said that the baby was like literally like right there, and they didn't know, and they wasn't checking down there at that moment, like the time that they're supposed to come in and check to see how far it was and stuff like that. And when they did check to see how far it was, I was only like 1 centimeter furrow, so that was nothing. But so the lady was like, push. I'm like, oh my god, I cannot do this. I told them I was gonna pass out. They got me ice. I told them I was like not feeling good. They said just eat the ice. They was feeding me ice, and then that ice was so good. Let me tell you, pregnancy plus ice goes together, because it was amazing. But like a few minutes later, at 6:43 a.m., that girl came out, flew out like a football. She flew out, and the doctor called her, and then what's it called, they put her on my chest, and I was like in shock. I was in love. Like I was shocked. I didn't cry. I wasn't yelling. I didn't cry or yell or nothing. They said I'm the most like calmest person to give birth. Does that make sense? I was the most calmest person that ever gave birth, because I wasn't crying, I wasn't yelling, I wasn't cursing or anything. I just literally pushed. I was like, oh, and I was like, the worst part that hurt that I was holding Grace, and I was like, I'm doing this for Grace, I'm doing this for Grace. It's when they was pushing on my stomach to finish the whole process. When they were pushing on my stomach, boy, that thing hurt. And then she was like, okay, I'll take my time, because she knew like I couldn't handle it. And they did that. They cleaned me up. They took Grace. They didn't clean her up at all right away, because they said wait a day or something like that. They waited like that night or the next day to clean her, because I think it's good to have those stuff on her or whatever. But they gave her a shot. They took her and they gave her her shot and stuff like that. I thought the babies was gonna come out in like white stuff and stuff like that, and that's when I was like, if my baby come out in white stuff, I don't know if I could hold her. I don't know if I could hold her, but she was like good. I found out that was yeast. Them babies used to come out. I was like, oh. So sorry, off track. But then they helped me. When they helped me to the bathroom the first time, baby, that thing hurt. I had to wear like these like what do they call it, surgical panties or something like that, and I was out of it. I really appreciate the nurses at Prisma hospital, because they really like helped me. Their food was delicious. They were really delicious. We stayed in the hospital. We were in that hospital Monday. I had her that Tuesday morning, and we didn't leave the hospital until Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, Thursday or Friday. So we stayed there. They wanted to watch me a little, because you know I had the 2nd degree tear, and it was like bad down there, they said. So they wanted to really watch me to see if I was okay and stuff like that. So that's the reason why we stayed probably until Friday or whatever. But that was a crazy experience, but I would totally do it again. Like, I would totally do it again, because it's a beautiful experience to bond with your baby. Your baby's like, she came out sucking on my chest immediately. As soon as they put her on my chest, she was sucking on my chest. That's how I knew she was my child, because she's a fat ass just like me. So I knew it was meant to be. You feel me? But that was such a beautiful moment. And then I was like, am I supposed to breastfeed her right now? Because the way she was sucking my chest, I was like, she might be hungry. And she was like, yeah, go ahead. So I just did it. They didn't teach me nothing, but they did at the same time, because afterwards, after we got settled in a whole new room, and I was supposed to, they got me like a menu to eat, and they gave me a gift of $5 off to food them. The latching nurse came in and she taught me how to make sure she latched and stuff. So that was real like cool for that. And they made me watch a video. So in order for me to take her out the hospital, I had to sign a birth certificate, I had to watch a video, and I had to have a car seat. Those 3 things is all I needed for her to come out the hospital when it was time. So I did all those things. I really spent time with her. If I was being honest with you, I didn't really sleep. Those 3 days I was in the 3 to 4 days I was in the hospital, I didn't sleep. I was eating on time, making sure I ate because I was breastfeeding, whatever. But I was not sleeping. I was like mesmerized by her. Mesmerized by her, and just like this little human that just came out my coochie. Like I was like, wow, like you're beautiful, my little alien. Like and I was only allowed to, I was like, okay, I can't insult her because she's my daughter, but she looked like a little alien. A cute little alien to me. So I was like, oh my god, mine. So like each day she was growing. Each day she was cooing at me. I always thought that was so, oh my gosh. Breastfeeding makes me emotional. My postpartum, I did have like little symptoms here and there, but I kept in my mind the thing that kept me going and made me like not fall into that depression type thing. It's her. Like I had to be good for her. I had to be better for her. I had to make sure she's happy and stuff like that. So I had to be in a good headspace, and I didn't want, like they said, like you could pass on the emotions that you have, you could pass to your breast milk. I didn't want her to gain depression, be sad, you know, go through stress and all that. I didn't want her to be that type of baby, and I didn't pass those on to her. When I was sad, I was make sure I didn't breastfeed her. I got my emotions real quick, and baby, she's a happy baby and talkative. Like she's very much growing up too fast for a 3-month-old, because she's very much talkative. She likes to yell the most stuff. She wants to, like, she's been like trying to crawl. I put her in one place, she ended up on the other side, so I had to like sped up the bed and stuff like that. And yeah, that's my pregnancy story for real. Like you'll probably see her if I want to do a segment of Ari and Grace, so you'll probably see her then, but for now it's just me and her for real. So with that, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope that you like the story. I hope that you like, subscribe, and turn on your post notification. I hope you can share this to your friends, your family, your non-family, your dog, cat, anybody for real. And stay tuned for more, because your girl is coming back. Well, your girl is back, and she's back with bangers for real. So peace.
Real small, stirring up the bread.